So confused. We're going to use one of the three anyway to abuse you, so tell us which one was real. Because that's what you think. You think if you tell us we're going to accuse you in some way, that everyone here is so interested, they're going to be writing down this name so they remember how to go after you later. Because after all, everyone, you're so important. Everyone wants to know how to hurt you. What a concept!
All right, just want to drop in for the stream. Have a good day, guys. Hey, yes, sir. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. We're going crazy. Y'all need minds? Bro, nah. I did not mean to invite you, Gregory. Oh, Zoya followed the TikTok, not my Snap. See this game.
Broadcasting live from First State Bank. This is KBEL 96.7 FM, 1240.
I got waters too.
96.7 KBEL.
There's a new style of fishing going around today, but it's not done with rods and reels or tackle. The rods and reels have been replaced with computers, and the tackle are now unsolicited emails. This is Kevin Britton at the Iredell National Bank. Never provide your personal information in response to an unsolicited request. No legitimate business or financial institution will ask you for information via an email. Helping your dreams become reality at the Iredell National Bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
When it comes to your final arrangements, shouldn't you make the decisions? The arrangements you make will reflect your exact wishes and desires. Rearranging your own service will help to ease the burden of your loved ones. It will also alleviate any questions, problems, or differences which can occur among family members. Call Clarity Funeral Services today to learn more about rearrangements. 286-4449. 286.
Think you have a crush on bro. Think you have a crush on
Kelly Clarity Funeral Services.
Live from First Day Bank Studios, good morning. I'm Oran Jackson.
And I'm Micah Frazier.
It's 7 a.m. We're committing this time to reading some scripture. Today it's Revelations 3. It says, "Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me." This verse reminds me that God isn't forcing his way into our lives. He's present, he's patient, and he's personal. The knock is constant, but the choice is ours. Do we open the door or keep putting it off? And I love the detail that he says he'll come in and eat with us. That's relationship language. That's closeness. That's God saying, I don't just want to rescue you from a distance. I want to walk with you daily. So today, if you feel far or distracted or even unworthy, remember, the knock is still there. Open the door with a simple prayer, a simple step, a simple, God, I'm here. And let that moment turn into a relationship, not just a routine. This 7 a.m. scripture is brought to you by Trey Collins Construction and Trucking Company. That's 580-236-9295. Okay, Pastor Jackson, appreciate you. What version do you read out of the Bible? NIV. NIV. Good morning, that's right. Oran Jackson, Micah, Frazier live on 259, 7 minutes after 7. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing better than I deserve. We got Dr. Alan Bryan coming your way. And don't forget, 286-6642. And don't forget about those requests and dedication if you want to dedicate a song to a loved one. This is a place for it. Texas in the house, bro. So the people that sent that, it was like Big D, bro. They're like a huge TikTok page, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Buffalo, New York in the house. Yes, sir. What's up, Mark? Yo, Buffalo Bills type of guy. Live like you were dying, Tim McGraw, please. I got you. Can you play some Luke Bryan, please? Yeah, bro. Just what Luke Bryan song do you want? There's this. Doesn't matter. There's like thousands of Luke Bryan songs. Oh yeah, Mike, you gotta turn your mic on. I will be back in my hometown of Ottawa this weekend. If I was going to be here, I'd say stop by, but I won't be here, unfortunately. Appreciate Rocky for the follow. We almost have 1,000 followers. We need 6 more followers for 1,000. Waiting on his face, feel like I'm dribbling. Come on, baby. What's wrong with Micah? He okay?
I'm good, man. My sinuses is just they're just working on me hard today.
I can hear it. Say a prayer for my boy Micah. You get some hot green tea.
That's right. Live on 259 in the morning with Oran Jackson and Micah Frazier. How you doing today, Oran Jackson?
I'm doing good, Micah. How are you?
I am doing awesome. We got Dr. Alan Bryant coming in from Idabel Public Schools in about 15 minutes, somewhere around there. So stay tuned for that. Get you a new Idabel Public Schools update. What we got going on. Basketball is fixing to head into the postseason. So be excited for that. News. In other news, Brad Arnold, lead singer of Three Doors Down, passed away at 47, stage 4 kidney cancer. That was on the 7th, February 7th. It said he's the co-founder and lead singer of the Mississippi rock band Three Doors Down, died Saturday, 9 months after revealing a diagnosis of kidney cancer. The band announced Arnold's death on a social media page, which said he had helped redefine Main Street rock, blending post-grunge accessibility with emotional, direct songwriting. Their breakout hit, Kryptonite, they said he wrote that in math class while he was in high school, which went for like 3 Grammy nominations and stuff. Imagine that. Imagine being in math class senior year or something, in high school in general. And, of course, everybody's going to be like, nah, that's not good. You'll never make it. But then it gets 3 Grammy nominations. But he said, when he got diagnosed, said, that's not real good. But you know what? We serve a mighty God. He can overcome anything. So I have no fear. I really sincerely am not scared of it at all. He added, I'd love for you all to lift me up in prayer every chance you get. So, hats off to him. He didn't lose the battle. He just gained his wings. That's all it is. Let me get a Three Doors Down after this. We got Parker McCullum, Handled on You, here on 96.7 KBEL.
Three Doors Down.
Yeah, let me get a.
Shout out to the guy with the stripped polo top. What's up, Alyssa Sanchez? How you doing?
When I'm gone.
When I'm gone?
Yeah. Hey, if y'all want to do dedications, I ain't got to laugh. I ain't got to yell now, though. Y'all want to do dedications and stuff. Tell us what songs you want. And who to dedicate it to. All right. Good morning, Cassie Johnson. How you doing today? TikTok, what y'all got going on today? What y'all got going on this week? Day black and blue.
Where are you guys from? We are from Idabel, Oklahoma, southeast Oklahoma. Getting ready for work. Where you work at, Greg? School and work all week. Nice. Yeah, get your homework done. Savannah. Oh yeah. What's up, Bill? It's good to see you. It's good to see you again.
Fantastic chiropractor today. Yeah, awesome. Where do you go for that, Cassie?
I can just tell it's a pretty shade of pink based on your lips. What does that mean? What's so funny? Anyway, morning, fellas. Julie, absolutely diabolical. Is Iowa worth a cross-country trip? Manager at shoe store. Yeah, I mean, Audubon. Yeah, no, go to like Beaver's Bend, go to Ho Chi Town. So yeah, it is worth. It is worth it. That was crazy. What? I have no idea what's going on. Drake betted on the New England Patriots and lost $1 million. He would do something like that.
I think he bet on Miami too in the national championship.
Drake is not the best gambler. He's talking about your. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Bless my vertical lips with the long white. What are you talking about? This is a Christian station now.
That was Parker McCollum Handle on you. Don't forget, we got Dr. Alan Brown coming in about 10 minutes. We're really excited for that. We always enjoy him coming in here, letting us know what they got going on out of their schools. Last semester, you know, they were just now getting back into school. That was before the snowstorm and all that stuff. So be real interesting to hear his what a superintendent has to go through in those times. Because for us and, you know, the parents and the students, you just wait to hear that, you know, whether we're going to be in school or not, or, you know, he's the guy that has to make the decision. You know, he has to make it early enough to, you know, let everybody know. So, you know, I keep in contact with him, and he told me he'd let me know that Sunday for that week, you know, after the snowstorm and all that. And he said Sunday by 5, but he let me know like by noon that, you know, they weren't going to have school that at least that Monday and stuff. So they ended up not having school the whole week. But it'd be interesting to see what, you know, he goes through, what his job entails with all that. But as we talked about, Brad Arnold, lead singer of 3 Doors Down, one of my favorite bands, the one that actually got me into like music and stuff, playing and singing and stuff. This is When I'm Gone by 3 Doors Down.
He reads everything out loud, which makes it so much worse. I need my whole 8. Thank you, Harvey. Do you know Jay and Laney J in Oklahoma? No idea.
I do not. I'm gonna put this right here.
I was thinking that too, bro. I couldn't even like find a good spot for it. I don't want to go to the bathroom accidentally. Y'all hear my streak. What's up, Mr. Todd? Good Tuesday. Yes, sir. Yeah, I do not know Jay Laney J in Oklahoma. If I did, it sounds like a name I wouldn't like. I swear. Remember, he lost $2 million or $1 million on the Jake Paul fight.
Did he?
When he fought who?
Mariah Weber. I don't think Oran said anything, but good morning, Micah. Good morning, Mariah.
What's up, Mariah Weber?
On fire. Oh, my bad, Cassie. I forgot your read your comment. Casey's doing so good. He's walking more than ever. He has no pain. Now he's only getting stronger every day. This rod in his legs, pure miracle. I go to Good News Fellowship Church on East Side. He has a table in there set up where he comes from Broken Bow Tuesday and Thursday. He's located in Beacon also. His name is Ken Erickson. I go every week. Remember, he lost $2 million. What he does talking much. Yeah, I'll be out talking a lot. But this microphone will help. Maybe I should be. Maybe I should be in the next room. Where's Dr. Brian? He's usually here like 7:20.
106.1 FM. Yeah, bro, no idea.
Who are
I'm
those
just-
guys?
We're just playing, yo. That's our sister station.
Little sister.
Our baby sister. It's our adopted little sister.
Randy Walker, appreciate the likes. Cassie, appreciate it.
Six more followers for 1,000. See you, Greg.
All right, Greg. That was 3 Doors Down. When I'm gone, shout out to Brad Keith family and all that. Shout out to the band. That's probably gonna be it because nobody usually listens to the after the lead singer's gone. You can trade the drummer out, you can trade the guitarist and stuff, but it's like the lead singer's that's the voice that you've been listening to. We got a request for Ray Stevens, The Streak. Here you go. You're 96.7 KBEL. You gotta be deranged if you want to hear this at 7:30 in the morning. Like, bro, what kind of nonsense is this?
It's like some Looney Tunes.
Like, bro, what are you playing me right now?
What's up from Chicago? Chicago
Chi-town.
photography. What's up? That's what his says. Chi-town. Hey, Chi-town.
Chi-town.
We appreciate you tuning in, bro. Drop a follow. We almost have 1,000.
Oh.
Streaking around the bridge right there. Didn't have nothing on but a smile. I would have learned that one if you were a cold drink. I hollered, don't look at go! It's too late. She'd already been moved. Flashed her right there in the road shot. So.
There we go. There's the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes,
Good
sir.
morning. How are you?
All right, how are you?
Good, all right. You?
Doing great.
How's it going?
All right, how are
Good to see
you? Good to see you.
Good today.
Thank you.
We have this odd edition, though.
Dr. Alan Bryant, everybody.
Hey,
Yo, 5 more followers and we have 1,000.
She already got the free shot.
So what's been going on?
Oh, just trying to get things figured out from taking 5 days off
Yeah.
last week.
That's what we talked about. It was like it'd be interesting to get your perspective of, as parents and stuff. We just wait for the call. The
Right.
social media now. Whether we're having school or not, but the people behind the scene making the decision, and deciding what we're gonna do, how we're gonna.
There's so much to consider on all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it all worked out anyway.
Yeah. You wanna play something else? Or you play some questions?
Join us for a celebrity chef takeover event that is going to be fire. World-renowned chef and Food Network favorite Jet Tila brings his
One thing will go away from
to Tupelo Grill on Friday, February
12.
27th.
Nice cafe. I drink Gatorade every afternoon now. I'm addicted to the sugar.
Grab your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss this unforgettable.
So who'd you go for the Super Bowl?
Well, I went for the Patriots, but I figured the Seahawks were going to win.
Yeah. For sure.
No.
You know they do more than compete. They're champions for life with an unmatched heritage. 22 state titles in track and field. Countless all-state athletes. They show what hard work, team spirit, and tradition can accomplish. Stand with Warrior Pride, celebrate their legacy, and watch tomorrow's champions rise. That's Idaho Warrior Sports.
What's the best way to celebrate Valentine's month? By winning Cupid's Cash. Saturday nights in February at Choctaw Casino's Idabel and Broken Bow from 5 to midnight. We'll draw lucky players every half hour. Pick a spot on the game pyramid. Try to make your way to the top. You could win anywhere from $50 up to $1,000 cash. Love is in the air with Cupid's Cash at Choctaw Casino, Idabel and Broken Bow. Details at ChoctawCasinos.com.
It's Oran Jackson, Micah, Frazier, coming to life. Your favorite morning show. Don't forget Training.
Exactly me with the Pats, but knew Seahawks would win. Yeah.
That's right. Live on 259 with Oran Jackson and Micah Frazier. And we have a special guest today. Every second Tuesday of the month, ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Alan Bryant from Idaho Public Schools.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
to be with you again this morning.
So the big question is good to see you. With the whole last time we were talking, we were just now getting back to school, after the Christmas break and stuff, and now they done had a week off with the snowstorm, the blizzard, whatever you want to call it. And what goes on behind the scenes? We talked about as parents and students and stuff, we wait for the social media post or the call or what are we going to do? What goes on? Because you have to let everybody know ahead of time. In enough time. So tell us what goes on with a superintendent with all that.
It's always a hard decision to make. We want kids to be in school, as there's no doubt we do, for all the things that we can provide for them, and there's a lot of other, thoughts that go into why kids should be in school, not only for their own social, economic, whatever issues may be. It's a good, safe place for them to be. And so many of our parents have jobs and they need their kids to be in school. They don't have, daycare established for those who are in school on a daily basis. The meals that we provide for our students, the safe environment where they have, adult supervision, all of those things are important besides just the academic benefits they get from being in school. And I think our kids enjoy being in school too. And, like you said, we just came off of a 2-week break, hadn't been back in school 2 weeks, and we start seeing all these predictions of what may happen in regard to ice and snow, but nothing, that could totally point one way or the other as to exactly what would happen. The Idabel was just kind of right on that line. It could be a lot of sleet and ice, or it could be snow if it came, further from the north down towards us. And so We knew that we would probably be out of school some, but in making those decisions, of course, number one has to be the safety of the kids. That is the number one consideration. As a superintendent, I would never want to put a kid in harm's way, whether that's getting to school or whether it's being at school. If something terrible happened, that's just something that'd be real hard for me or anyone else who's a superintendent to live with. So it's a matter of getting out on the roads. If you can get out on the roads, this time on that Monday, it was about impossible to get on the roads to see what the roads are like. And even though some of the roads in Idabel, the main roads, started clearing by about Wednesday, side roads weren't. Country roads certainly weren't cleared. A lot of ice on those. I even drove out, I can't remember if it was on Thursday or Friday of that week when everything is really clear. 70 was clear. I drove out to Garvin and drove on some of those roads out there. And even in my 4-wheel drive vehicle, had a hard time getting up some of those hills. So we have a lot of kids who live out in the country who would still have an impossibility of getting to school. Certainly wouldn't want to run buses out on those roads. So that's another big consideration. So the buses get there safely. And then one big thing that really stands in my mind, and I guess I raised 4 kids of my own, I was nervous every time my teenage drivers got out on the road, and if they were out on slick roads, not able to control the vehicle properly, the dangerous situation they can be in. And so all those things really play in. And so it just, although Thursday and Friday may have looked like we could have been in school, it was still an impossibility. Even Monday, there were still slick spots when we finally got back in school. So, behind the scenes, that's what it is. A lot of worry. What's the best thing to do? But I had somebody tell me one time, if you always err on the side of safety, and you think about the safety aspect of students, no matter what happens, your decision can't be wrong.
Yeah. And I'm sure you probably got a lot of parents like, well, why can't they be, maybe their driveway is clear, their road is clear, but, they don't think about that, about the other kids on the different side of the town and stuff like that.
Right.
And, you probably have even kids, further away than people think, when they think out of schools, they think just in town. Maybe outskirts, but you may have somebody in the town area or just something, certain special circumstances and stuff. So
in our area here, as rural as we are, kids come from pretty good circumference to us, and so it's not all main roads. And certainly, Idabel doesn't have the equipment that maybe some of the big metropolitan areas have to be able to clear those streets. But I'm telling you that the street department worked hard at that as well, and they provided us a lot of help at school too on trying to clear some of our drives and things along those lines as well.
Yeah. So what does Idabel schools got going on now? Like, how do you go shift from that? Okay, we got past that. Of course, we got to make something. We got to get those days back.
Well, and fortunately, when we build a school calendar each year, we build in extra days just in case, there are bad weather days where we've got to close. We had enough extra days built in our calendar, still have a couple left. Hopefully we don't have any more bad weather like that where we have to close school. We only have a couple of days left in the calendar, but had a number of days built into the calendar for bad weather. And so we don't have to extend our school year. We're fortunate in that regard that there was enough time built in. You think whenever you build in 7 or 8 days of bad weather days in your calendar, what's the likelihood of us having to use those days in this corner of the state? And very rarely do we do that. But here's a perfect example why it was good to have those days built in.
It's been a while since, they've been out, certain circumstances like that, because we talked about that. Usually it hits like Thursday, afternoon, you may get out early on Thursday and be out Friday, but by Monday, you're good. It's clear. By Saturday, it's pretty much all gone.
Right.
As of this is the first time in a while where it's affected the whole county for a whole week.
Right. And that's right. And the good thing about us in this county down here, all the superintendents of the school districts around here, we stay in pretty close contact with each other and know what the other school districts are facing. And so same was true during that particular week. We stayed in contact with each other. What's going on in your community or with your school district? What are your thoughts about this? And so try to all be on the same page about making that decision.
Yeah. That's good because you probably you'll have parents. Hayward's in school today. How come Annabelle can't? Just that's good. So how do I seen some, and it was on a Broken Bow post. 'Cause, I'm from Broken. My kids in a Broken Bow. But I seen parents talking about, well, I thought, we didn't. I guess they're gonna be in school on President's Day, I guess, and another Friday after spring break, and the parents were all up in heels with that. Just, well, I thought we had certainty, this and that. I don't know. So how does that work with the snow days and just different stuff?
Well, the state has a certain requirement as to how many days you have to be in session and how many hours minimum that you have to be in session. And for us, this includes for all schools in the state, which includes the professional development days and the parent-teacher conference days and all that. There's a minimum number of days you have to be in session of 166 days in a school year, minimum. You also have to be in school a minimum of 1,086 hours in a school year. And so it just depends on how the school district may have built their calendar for that year. Closed 5 days. And there's a very good possibility that school districts built in more days than that, or school districts built in less. Or they may be holding on to a few extra days, not knowing for sure what weather may do in the future. And so I think it's wise to maybe hang on to some, make up a few days, and easily do that, depending on how many days you may have left in your calendar. All those things would go into the decision making on that.
And for them, the Broken, their football, they ended up taking off. I remember for the semifinal, so they got to look at that. Like, that's a day lost.
That's a day lost.
It's you don't think about it, now that it's February, but that was back in November, so that's a whole day. That's a whole 8 hours that we took off. So there you go. There's one of these sick days.
One of those days is used. I mean, we'll call it bad weather days, but that's the way we build it in. But it's that many extra days built into the calendar for circumstances where you may have to close school.
Yeah. So shout out to the parents who's understanding and stuff. A lot of them mostly do.
Yes.
But a lot of them is just misunderstanding of what they may not think about stuff like that.
Right. And I think most of them probably is just somewhat of a misunderstanding in that regard. They think about what it looks like in their driveway or at their house or on the roads they travel on, and probably haven't much consideration to what may be impacting students for the rest of the school district as well.
Yeah.
So, and I think if they understood that, even those who may not totally agree with the decision, if they understood what other families may be facing and the safety issue that goes along with it, they would probably be understanding about it as well.
Yeah. Is there anything else we got?
Hey, we're in the springtime, and so springtime always picks up as far as activity. It seems like we're busy all year, but I mean, we're closing out basketball season quickly. Baseball will start up the first week of March. We'll start having games on baseball. Powerlifting is going on right now. Track will start up soon. Golf is starting. Our powerlifting team is doing amazing things right now.
That's what we keep hearing.
I would not be surprised when they go to state that they do very well at the state tournament. I'm gonna, of course, I'm probably going to be biased, but hey, the way they've been performing, the numbers of kids that they have out for powerlifting, it wouldn't surprise me that our kids as a team win state. I know we'll probably have some individual honors there as well. So doing an extremely good job in powerlifting. That program has grown. I believe boys and girls combined were well over 70 students involved in powerlifting at Idabel High School, which is, and some from the middle school as well. But I mean, it's just amazing to me to have that many kids that want to get in the weight room, get strong. But that's going on. Our academic team has done great things, qualified for state this year when competed in state competition for academics. So that was, we love athletics. People love athletics because you see that we're in school for academics. And I think I can safely say Idabel is going to provide the best academic program for our kids and for any district around us. That those kids qualifying to go to a state and academic team have done an exceptionally good job. And kind of along with that, I don't know if you realize this or not, but the academic all-state program, if you think about all-state athletics, state academic program in the state as well, and talking about academics. That program started I think it was in 1988 was the first year they had academic all-stars. And since then, Idabel, our small little community down here, our small school, over the years, we've had 15 academic all-stars. And there's only 100 a year selected across the state. So 15 different years since 1988, Idabel has had an academic all-stater. And whether we do this year or not, I don't know. But I think that speaks a lot toward what our academic program is in Idabel.
Going back to the lifting, powerlifting and stuff, that kind of brings in more students. They were on here last month, I think.
Coach Harjo and Coach Rios.
Yeah.
Rios, yes.
And now that I think about it, growing, going through, the school and system and stuff, sports, you kind of always had those students that they could lift, they could push some weight.
Right.
They maybe didn't get playing time for football or basketball. Maybe they just weren't coordinated to get it. But in the weight room, it's like, why is this guy starting? Like he's like
a monster in the weight room.
Yeah, so that gives them an opportunity for everybody's different. Everybody's some people they're good at baseball, some are good at basketball, some are good at football, track, and all that. And then some people can just move some weight. Like they're able, they're strong enough, they can build that strength without even trying. It seems like so. That gives the kids an opportunity to show what they can do and stuff. So that's really awesome, huh?
Yeah, it's we have for our size school we have probably about 425 kids in our high school. For a school our size, what we are able to provide in regard to diversity of events that kids may participate in, we have a wide diversity. What's interesting to you, and if we can do it, hey, we're going to try to do it so that our kids find something that keeps them in school and that they can relate to for the rest of their life. What caused their memories for them whenever they were in high school.
Well, before we let you go, I got 5 random questions to ask you to get to know our superintendent.
All right.
First question is, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
I'd probably want to have dinner with Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison.
He was an inventor, someone that could invent the things that he invented. Something about him that he could see, I guess maybe a vision of how things could be beneficial and how he could build it so that he could make life maybe easier for families and for individuals. But the things that he was able to create would be interesting to visit with him.
Especially in his day and time. Now we think about it, I can't, I never invented anything.
Yeah.
So to do that back in that time, it's like, what's the thought process of this? Number 2, what's the most adventurous thing you have ever done?
Probably, my wife and I, one vacation that we went on to the Bahamas, and one of the things I did was I don't know what you call it, but it was had some type of a parachute on me where I was drugged behind a boat and out over
Parasailing?
parasailing.
Oh, that's
That
nice.
was pretty cool. When I first took off, I thought, I hope he's going to be able to keep me up. But
Yeah.
after I got up and was, you're just hanging on to the glider, that got you strapped in pretty well as well.
Uh-huh.
After you got moving around and being able to see the beauty from up there, that was
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So you would never know that without these random questions. Do you have a favorite type of music or a go-to playlist of any sort?
Well, probably my favorite music of all time would be 80s music. Of course, that's the age that I was raised in. One of my daughters built a playlist for me of 80s music, and she played a little bit of it. She said, "You like this one? Yeah, I put it in
Nice.
my playlist." And so I guess that would be my go-to playlist. She's got it set up on Spotify. It's called Dad's Playlist. I want to listen to that. It's easy for me to pick it up.
Nice. We got, if you could instantly master any skill, what would it be?
I would probably love to learn to play the piano.
Yeah.
That would be a skill that could stay with you for a while. And played the trumpet in high school, and I can still pick it up and play it occasionally. But boy, you got to keep your lips in shape for that.
Yeah.
If I could learn to play the piano, might be something I could do for the rest of my life.
And last but not least, what's your go-to comfort food when you're having a tough day?
It's got to be chocolate.
Gotta be.
Chocolate of any sort.
That's got to pick your mood up any
that's
time.
right. Yes, sir. I love chocolate. And it loves to stay on me too, so I have to eat as little of it as I can.
Well, that's going to do it for Dr. Alan Bryant today. We appreciate you coming in. It's always a good time. We always look forward to this. Stay tuned for Micah's Man Up after Only in America by Brooks and Dunn.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Did you like the random questions?
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
That was pretty cool.
Let's do that.
Keep me on my toes. All right.
Till next month, we'll be getting
Thank you so
looking
much.
into spring break and
Right. Yeah.
all that good stuff. So,
Well, thank y'all.
All right, no
Appreciate it
problem.
very much.
no problem. We'll see you next month. Bye.
Again, that was Dr. Alan Bryant, the man, the myth, the legend. Survey finds women prefer staying in over going out for girls' night. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Depends on if they're already divorced.
Bubba Boda says, I've kind of missed you, fellas. Haven't seen your broadcasting
Going
since
on,
your
Bubba?
Tina iced up. Since your Tina iced up. Oh, my towel? I'm confused.
He's nice. Yeah, Kansas, he's pretty cool, man. We enjoyed
Yeah.
Alan Bryant. He's mellow, he's chill, he's a vibe.
This is KBL. Yes, he is gone. What's your name? Is it Billie Jean Carter?
Yeah, he's very nice. He's just the whole
High
vibe.
school? I hope. Was he in high school or was he out of high school? Nice. Nice. Well, I'm gonna have to tell him that next time he comes back. Yeah. Yeah, we got you. Yes, ma'am. Bye. She said she worked with Billie Jean Carter. She worked with Dr. Alan Bryant at Walmart.
Oh, really? Yeah, he said he did work at Walmart, didn't
He said he was a manager.
he? He seems like the manager type. You know what? Honestly, if I met him at a younger age, I probably would not have liked him.
Yeah, not for sure.
Just because I was a brat.
Yeah.
Just because I was a
You can tell be like, you clocked out.
like
Don't be eating unless you clocked out.
I was a rule breaker. I was a
Bro was rebellious.
rebellious. That's the word. Cassie remembers I was in ISD.
ISD. I'm playing the Oklahoma News Network.
All right, later.
I'm gonna shout out Dr. Alan Bryant on that. Oh, What's our favorite song to play on the radio? Shoo! It's
All of them.
All of them.
I was.
Only in America, Brooks and Dunn. Thank you so much to Dr. Alan Bryant, superintendent for the Idaho Public Schools. Man, what a great guy.
Awesome guy, man. I always enjoy hearing, letting us know what they got going on. It's good to pick his brain too. I did enjoy the 5 random questions. Never would have pictured him parasailing.
I know.
You never would have known that.
Cool.
That was pretty awesome. So, all you Idaho kids, if you're still if you're out there listening, just know you got an awesome superintendent who's out there daring, life and stuff out in the Bahamas, parasailing. Because honestly, like, I'd always thought about it, but I'm just like, nah, I'm not me. If you and you know what, if y'all have any questions y'all would like to ask him beforehand, we'll let y'all know the week before, and that'll give y'all plenty of time. And just y'all want to ask him questions, what the student body and all that, what they want to know, if there's certain things. Of course, we're gonna get a bunch of, can we be out of school Friday? But we appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and do Micah's Man Up real quick before we do the O&N Network. We'll close this out. And one of the things, you see on social media and stuff, you always see people who have to backdraft, they have to retract what they originally posted.
Mm-hmm.
They went full head of steam into this, whatever this is, and ended up not being true. I am no better than you. I've done it before. Social media posts that, you didn't get all the information before you started ranting and hooping and hollering. Been there, done that. So I can speak for you when I tell you, one of the things I always tell people now is know the rules of the game before you step on the field. That way, you don't get caught by surprise. So that's what we're talking about. Before you ever step on the field, there's something every player does. They learn the game. They study the rules. They know the plays. They understand the situation before the whistle ever blows. Life works the same way. Too many people rush into decisions without understanding what they're getting into. They move on emotion, impulse, or pressure, and then wonder why things fall apart. You wouldn't run a play you didn't know. You wouldn't step onto the field without a game plan. So why do you do it in real life? Take a moment, learn the rules, understand the stakes, know your role and what's being asked of you. Preparation doesn't slow you down. It puts you in the position to win. Because when you understand the game, before you step on the field, you don't just react, you execute. And that's how you stay ahead of the play. So if you're one of those that you run, you run off of emotion, and then people who do that, a lot of the times they're not able to say, my fault. That was my mistake. I failed to, understand the grasp of the situation. Whatever it is, a social media post, a political post, a whatever, majority of the people who go full head of steam in are not the people that's going to be saying, well, I'm sorry, I did not. And that takes a bigger person. So if you're one of those people who have a problem apologizing, learn the game before you step on the field. So you don't have to apologize. You know everything about the situation, and you can execute on the field. That has been Micah's Man Up moment. Stay tuned. You're listening to the O&N Network. Cassie, you were always funny, but it was great times. I was completely idiot later in life, Micah. Hey, it is later in life, and we winning. I would rather been in a class clown goofing around anyway than the road I went down earlier or later. It is what it is. God gave me K though, so I guess I have no regrets how I could. Oh my goodness, God's goodness.
Only in America.
Yeah, it's just different walks of life, but we here now.
What's up, Brandon? Did you see the Winter Olympics when Israel flag walked there? Everybody started doing them.
Huh.
The Oklahoma Supreme Court ruled in June of 2024 that the board's approval of a Catholic virtual charter school application was unconstitutional. Those behind the proposed Ben Gabla Jewish charter school say they will appeal in federal court. I'm Jackie O'Brien.
Dear hero.
Jewish charter schools. What is this station about?
A whole bunch of nothing. There's just two random,
Yeah.
just putting on random.
Two random souls in a building.
My final score.
Reminding you to get off your butt and do something productive today.
What time does the Bell game start? It starts like actually right. The girls starts at 6:30. The boys start at 8. So it's gonna be a long day for me.
For real.
It's the new View show.
I got a second chance at life.
Giving equals living.
Mr. Todd watched your live for 200 minutes. Let's go. It is currently 8 o'clock.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
And we almost have 1,000 followers, though. Drop a follow. We need 2 more followers.
Let's go.
Apparently they were friends that were playing on the ice and they fell through and they drowned.
What time is it there at the moment? It is almost 8 o'clock, 7:58. It's the new View show.
He says the deaths are very tragic and heart of the small community. He says it's one of the hardest.
I would do something from the View, but I've never watched the View, so
A house in Oran destroyed by a wildfire in Potawatomi.
I don't know what they do on there.
Yesterday, and at least 100 residents were evacuated.
It's nearly 3 a.m. Wednesday morning here. Where are you from?
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Okay. Mariah liking the live on fire. Do y'all think men and women can be just friends?
No.
Let's get into it.
I don't think so. There's always deeper intent. If you're a guy, bro, you're just friends with girls, like, come on, bro.
Huh.
You can be nice to girls, but if you're just friends with girls, that's not, well, like, come on, bro.
That's right. Live on 259 with Oran Jackson and Micah Frazier. And it is time for a big question. It's 8 o'clock. Men and women, can they be just friends? There is a lot of speculation going on the female side, on the male side. Can they just exist and be friends? Well, now, there's a difference. There's people that you work with that, yeah, I know her. She's, whatever. She's good at, we're awesome at work, whatever. It could be that, but also we're talking about, so-and-so just because you know them. You got to know them or whatever. Can you just be friends without any alternative motive? What do you think?
Personally, me, no. On the chat, they said, yeah, if they are not attracted to each other. So I guess that's true.
I think it's possible, especially, being older now. Right now, at your age, everybody's just going after it. Like they're hitting the ground running. There's more girls than out in my high school. Shoot, we're gonna start dating every one of them. Everywhere I work, I'm trying to hit this girl up. When you reach a certain stage where everybody's married, and of course, even at this age, nobody cares about that either. So, but majority of the time, it's like you meet a certain person or whatever outside of your relationship and their relationship, but it's, there's nothing there. It's just, hey, that's a nice lady or whatever. And you get to know them. I think you can just be friends. It's just a lot of people they're very, I'm not going to say jealous. They're protective of what they got. Rightfully, they should. Rightfully, that is the right attitude to have. But I could say that not everything, maybe some people look too much into things. And some, a lot of times it's just not there, and you'll drive yourself crazy trying to do that.
Someone texted me, no, male and females can't be good friends without alternative feelings. Alternative, yeah.
I mean, I get that. It's all perspective. It's the same thing with anybody. There is that. There's always going to be that. Well, what do y'all got going on?
Yeah, personally, me, I'm not going to be having one-on-one hangouts with another.
Yeah,
woman.
that's different. That is different.
I just don't have that much in common. I feel it'll be better just with a guy.
Yeah, because there's people that go to the movies together, but they go just because they vibe together. And it gets so complex. It's like, well, how does that work? But what's good for the goose ain't always good for the gander. So it's like, what works for them, it may work for them. And what, it may not necessarily work for you and your friend, or, who you think of as just a friend. The Pew Research Center in 2021 did a survey on gender and friendships. Said 60% of U.S. adults believe that men and women can be friends without romantic or sexual attraction. However, the study also found that a significant number of people, especially men, report feeling attracted to their opposite sex friends at some point. So is it more of like you harnessing that? Because it's a natural affection. It's not something that we, it's not something that we just plan on doing it most of the time. But if it happens, there has to be that. It's just a natural feeling. So, you vibe together. Everything for a relationship is there. We do the same thing. We like the same music. We like the same football team. We this and that. We vibe together. But that's where you come in. It's like, no, we're just really good friends.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess that up. I like hanging out with her. I like going to the local bar and having nachos and watching the Eagles game with her.
Maybe if it's your childhood best friend, but at my age, you're not just going to be friends with another girl and just be friends.
Yeah, and it's different perspectives. So y'all let us know 286-6642. You can also text that number as well. We got your national days, notable birthdays, and memorable events coming up in about 15 minutes. Here's Zach Top. I never lie.
They're good gym buddies. Yeah, true. But still, do that with some girl. Honestly, bro, if you're friends with girls, bro.
But that never happens to me. Women can be just friends. Men strive to be just friends. I'm hardly friend zoned. Just kidding. What's up, my dude? Josh Lynch, what's up? I feel like it depends on how your relationship is with the person. A lot of them use that. It is an ulterior motive, but they use it to their benefit because sometimes the girl helps him find dates.
This is KB.
And vice versa. The guy, she likes another guy. So, and hey, that's your friend, right? Yeah. Well, I'll let him know. You want to see what he says? There's that. At some point, every straight guy has thought about hooking up with a female friend. That is true. I mean, it's a natural. I would dare to say you could do it without trying, because sometimes your brain picks up on these emotions and stuff, and you have a dream one like that. Y'all are dating or this and that, and those endorphins start hitting. and it's a good feeling and stuff. But I think that's where your mindset has to be somewhere with it. Like your mindset has to be like, nah, we're just friends. We don't. But then I'm friends with a lot of guys.
Wait, so Sandy was his wife?
I think of one girl that I would like to be friends with. But then I'm friends with a lot of guys, and I don't have an attraction to them. See, I mean,
Personally, me, if I have a wife, I'm not gonna be calling another girl from a different state. That's just me.
That's like it's easier for women.
Oh, so y'all dated in the
we're
past.
Just friends.
Oh,
like I think women fail to understand the simplicity of the adult male mind, because an adolescent mind
he was your boyfriend, and now
is not much different than
the adult
male mind.
I think he still likes you.
A woman can just say, yeah, that's my friend, that's all it is. For a lot of guys, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of them, it's just more of like,
yeah, well, I bet you're much more.
If nothing else, I'd rather be her friend than not around at all. Talkie, what's up? Appreciate it. Yeah, but then a lot of people will have a different opinion on this topic. Yeah, that's why it's a good topic. You get everybody's opinion.
That's crazy. 6'9". All right, Billie Jean Carr, I gotta go. We're gonna go live on the air. Thank you so much for calling.
I would like to see your Snapchats. That would tell us a lot more.
What?
Mariah says she's friends with a lot of guys, but I think the female fails to understand the simplicity of the male mind. And I'm gonna tell you, we're all dogs. It's just you either control it or you don't.
As a man, a guy doesn't just want to be your friend. Like, if a guy is talking about we friends, bro, he does not want to be just your friend. He wants to be more. Unless he's gay. I would like to see your Snapchats. That would tell us a lot more. Haha. Talking about me or
to all Idabel businesses and residents. The Pine office is on Southeast Washington and Idabel, right next door to the new Milano's Pizza.
Drivers switching safely progressive could stay operates, which could be life-changing.
Just going to be honest, another reason I know it's not in a world with other women, you got to be really careful, man. People are too loose with their relationships these days. Not saying you can't be friends with girls, but just have to really be intentional on how you treat that relationship.
That's honesty right there. I can get with that.
Should I say that?
We should. I wouldn't name those names, nothing but just. See, we got people chatting it up like.
I'm getting highway, man. Thanks today. Thank you. Yeah. A guy doesn't want to just be a friend unless he's homo. Like a masculine man is not going to be friends with females. Like, that's not how it works.
That's right. Live on 259 with Oran Jackson and Micah Frazier. And the topic of the day is, can men and women have a platonic relationship, a friend-only relationship where, there's nothing there. Everything that could be a really real relationship is there. They vibe together. They love the same kind of music. They watch the same shows. They watch the same sports.
Yeah.
They go for the Thunder, and they both are Dallas Cowboys fans. They love to go out to eat. They love seafood. Everything's there for a romantic style of relationship. But it's not. It's a friendship. What do you think?
I mean, where I want to be in life, I just don't think you can't be friends with all these women and be truly successful. But we got a text. This guy says, I'm just going to be honest, bro. Another reason I know it's not possible is because I am a male with a wife in a world with other women. You got to be really careful. People are too loose with their relationships these days. I'm not saying you can't be friends with girls, but you just have to be really intentional on how you treat that relationship.
Which is hard to do. Bumble in 2020, their survey on platonic relationships and online dating found that 69% of women and 62% of men said they were comfortable having platonic friendships with people of the opposite sex, especially in the context of online platforms. Well, of course, online and stuff, but there's certain, and everybody's gonna be different because everybody's gone through different stuff like that.
You're right.
Some people have been burned in a relationship by, oh, he's just a friend, or no, she's just a friend. I've known her since 8th grade, or we graduated together, this and that, and you trust them, this and that. Something happens, it is what it is. But everybody's relationship thoughts on that is going to be different. Somebody said, she's friends with a lot of male friends, and you got the guys on our TikTok, they're saying like, no way, like, no, it cannot happen. The simplicity of the human male mind is not that much. The adult male mind is not that much more complicated than a teenage male mind. All that is still there, ladies. I don't think you understand how you either have it in you to stop those feelings and keep it professional, keep it this and that, or you don't. And as you see in different careers and stuff, a lot of guys can't. And that's not saying that's all on the guys. I'm just saying, as a man, I can tell you right now that it's very hard to, if you're able to just keep that relationship and friendship and stuff. He has already had it in his mind that, no, I'm not going further with this. And trust me, it's a natural attraction because he vibes with you. He enjoy, like I said, you enjoy the same things and stuff. So naturally, yeah, it would be nice to date her, but he put it in his mind that I'd rather hang out with him. We Tuesdays we go to, Joe's Pub and we eat some nachos and we watch the baseball game. And I can always count on that. That's always something that, that's my weekly schedule.
Yeah.
Going past that, you ruin that like for forever. It's like, well, now I done messed up my Tuesday night of just going and having fun and stuff. So let us know what y'all think. 286, you can text it also, but you can also call in. Feel free. 286-6642. We got your national days, notable birthdays, and memorable events coming up. Here's Love Somebody by Morgan Wallen.
Be nice to women. Keep women in your life. They're great. But don't be friends with every single woman you meet.
Yes, my friends. Being older is key, I would say. But went to school with each other, so that's why, because we were kids together, but don't hang out, of course. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's that. You went to school with them, but there are some people that do hang out.
There's a reason divorce rates are an all-time high, and this is one of the reasons. So I guess dating is just having sex and being good friends. So as long as you don't have sex, it's all good. Like what? He said I'll put that on the show, but I'll put it on my subscribe only. Dude, we need one more follower for 1,000 followers.
One more follower.
Yo, hit that follow button. Whoever's our 1,000th follower, we'll give $1,000.
Set from your dad. A guy's basic instinct. A guy's basic instinct is to procreate, so every interaction is to hopefully lead to procreation.
Appreciate you, Tyler White.
Follow. Hey, appreciate it, Tyler White.
We got 1,000 followers.
Woo!
Let's go.
1,000 followers. Let's go.
Appreciate y'all so much. Everybody that stuck with us from the beginning. We
Long
love
story
y'all.
short, if there are male and female friends, one of them probably likes the other.
Yeah, bro.
No doubt. Like, but that's where it comes in. Is like you have to curb that because it's a natural attraction.
Yeah. You can't be a masculine man and just be friends with all these friends with females. Or like have things. If you actually relate to these girls and are actually like wanting to hang out with them because you think they're cool, bro, you're a little zesty.
Like, you know, in the office, a guy's just gonna naturally, if there's nothing there, a guy's gonna do what he's gonna do. If the females want to tag along, that's on them.
No,
but if
bro,
you're going out of your way to like hang out with them and stuff.
In the office, I'm putting my head down working. I ain't gonna be worrying about no females, trying to make these females laugh.
No, that's what I mean. Like in an office setting, you got men and women and stuff. The man's gonna do what he's gonna do. Like he's gonna, regardless if their females are watching or not. Like he's gonna handle business.
Yeah, he's right.
But if he's got ulterior motive, then he's gonna be. What do you think about that? You know, he's gonna be trying to. You know, let's work together on this and this and that.
Oh, exactly.
Like the males be like, "Nah, I got it. Watch me work."
Yeah, for real.
But it's
leave me alone.
Yeah, leave me alone. I got it.
No, that's so true. The other thing is, if the guy doesn't have any attraction to her, he probably wouldn't be friends. So fast. That's what I was trying to say.
That's right. Live on 2:59 in the morning with Oran Jackson and Micah Frazier. And that magic question: can men and women be just friends? A lot of mixed reviews on our TikTok.
We got a point right here.
What do we
If you
got?
don't mind me reading it. It says, the other thing is, if the guy doesn't have any attraction to the girl, he probably wouldn't be friends, which is true.
That is true. We are and it's I would say it's not always the case. Everything's, you know, there's like 8 billion people on this earth. A lot of us are alike, but there's still that 0.1% chance that, you know, we could be wrong. But I think everybody's decisions is on, you know, their perspective is on what they've seen or what they've been through. It's like, nah, I've done seen, you know, so and so, you know, at the office, you know, them two, there's something going on with them, even though they say there's not. So let us know, 286-6642. It's final thing. I think it is possible, but is it likely? No.
But I mean, if your wife works in a corporate, she got to work, husband.
Like there's different things. Yeah, there's so many things, but I will say the woman would be harder to what do you call that? It would be harder to get the female to engage than it would the male. Like as males, you bring us a cup of coffee. Ooh, hey bro, she brought me a cup of coffee the other go. You ain't getting nothing. Man, she like me. She like me, bro. It's that simple. Final review, but when it's time for your national days, notable birthdays, and memorable events for December, where am I going? February 10th, National Flannel Day. Do you know what it means? We're celebrating a fabric that has been the uniform of the working class, a staple of grunge style and must-have clothing items for outdoor enthusiasts for centuries. It's National Home Warranty Day. February 10th reminds us to protect the vital appliances and components of our homes. It's Cream Cheese Brownie Day. That sounds good. It shines a spotlight on an irresistible dessert bar combining chocolate and cream cheese that has long been a favorite in the bakery. When it's added to a brownie recipe, the results are spectacular. It's Safer Internet Day. For every year on the second Tuesday of February, Safer Internet Day brings tools, education, and awareness to create a safer internet for both kids and adults. From cyberbullying and identity theft to fraud and human trafficking, the internet can be a frightening place. Safer Internet Day and connectstaysafely.org aim to make the internet a better place for you and me. And it's also National Umbrella Day. It casts a little shade on February 10th. The day honors one of the world's most useful inventions, the umbrella.
Under my umbrella, Ella, under my umbrella.
That's right. Happy National Umbrella Day, everybody. It's your notable birthdays for February 10th. Abner Clark Harding, 1807, Civil War Brigadier General for the Union Army. William Reed Scurry, 1821, Brigadier General for the Confederate Army. Ira Remsen, 1846, chemist who introduced organic chemistry education and research in the U.S. Jesse V. Vincent, 1880, engineer who designed the first V12 engine. Edith Clark, 1883, the first female to be professionally employed as an electric engineer. John Franklin Enders, 1897, inventor of the measles vaccine and considered to be the father of modern vaccines. Walter A. Brown, 1905, founder of the Boston Celtics basketball team. Leontine Prince, 1927, black soprano opera singer to receive international fame. Jim Whittaker, 1929, mountain climber who was the first American to reach the summit of Mount Everest. James West, 1931, co-inventor of the foil electric microphone. Roberta Flack, 1937, R&B singer whose hits include The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face and Killing Me Softly with his song. George Stephanopoulos, 1961, journalist and co-anchor of Good Morning America. Laura Dern, 1967, actor known for her roles in Wild at Heart and Jurassic Park. Joe Mangrum, 1969, artist known for his large-scale colored sand paintings and using organic materials in his art. Last but not least, Vic Fuentes, 1983, lead singer and co-founder of the post-hardcore band Pierce the Veil. Your memorable events for February 10th, 1855, the U.S. citizenship laws are amended to declare all children born from U.S. parents born abroad are U.S. citizens. 1863, a Lanson Crane is awarded the first patent of the fire extinguisher. 1870, the YMCA, Young Women's Christians Association, is formed in New York City. I guess it was formerly known as the Young Women's Christian Association. 1933, the first singing telegram is delivered by the Postal Telegraph Cable Company. 1947, the World War II peace treaties are signed. 1954, President Eisenhower warns the U.S. about becoming involved in Vietnam. 1962, American spy Gary Powers is exchanged for captured Soviet spy Rudolph Abel. 1967, the 25th Amendment explaining succession of the president if they die, resign, or are removed from office by impeachment is ratified. And in 1996, IBM supercomputer Deep Blue defeats chess genius Garry Kasparov. That has been your national days, notable birthdays, and memorable events. Stay tuned for Trading Lines here on 96.7 KBEL. All right, Cass, we're going to get up out of here. Good luck with the chiropractor. We'll see you tomorrow.